So it's all to play for still.
I think so. Do you want to bet against us?
Afternoon, gentlemen. Well, ladies and gentlemen, and children, and everything else that's watching us here today. Welcome to the Team Sheet Tantrum for Aston Villa versus Leicester at Villa Park today. It's going to be an interesting one. I've literally just been watching some Leicester City, the actual official Leicester City feed, listening to Matt Elliott and Jerry Taggart give a synopsis of how they feel this game is going to go. And it was really interesting to watch it, to be honest with you, because they are terrified of what is going to happen from corners, and they feel that this Aston Villa side can get the better of Leicester, and they're really, really wondering what Brendan Rodgers lineup is going to be today, just like we're wondering what Steven Gerrard's lineup is going to be today. I have Paddy. Paddy is here. How are you doing today, Paddy?
Good, in yourself?
I'm grand. I'm flying it. No point giving out, Paddy. No one will listen to me. That's my.
I've just realised in all my rushing there's no microphone on.
You're grand. Look, can't be any worse. At least there isn't a screaming baby. We've done that. We've jumped the shark with stuff we've done in this podcast before, Paddy. Like, it's anything else is immaterial from here on in. That's the way I'm thinking about it. But we've got a match against Leicester. And I was just saying there that I was listening to the official Leicester City TV. It was actually really well put together. It was kind of like what we do here, except they've got their own little official Team Sheet Tantrum by the football club, and I still have it on here. You know, it is interesting. I'm going to add it to the stream and look if they want to come. So there it is, Jerry Taggart, and they're talking about corners and how they were waiting for stuff to happen, how it looks like. Leicester are waiting for something to happen at the corners, and they don't fully know how to defend them. So really, really interesting one to watch. And it was interesting to hear some two centre halves, I suppose, really talking about it, and Matt Elliott and Jerry Taggart. So it's got me thinking. But as we can see here, we're also talking about the attacking impetus that Brendan Rodgers has, and the fact that while they concede a lot of goals in the first half, they also score an awful lot of goals in the first half as well. So, you know, it kind of leads me to think that there is going to be goals in this game, and that Aston Villa are going to need to be on their toes from minute one in this game as well, because Brendan Rodgers' team never comes for a 0-0 draw.
That we know that they I think we've 1 win and 7 or something from Leicester. So
yeah,
we know we're going to be up against it. 1 win and 1 draw from 7, I think it is. So they seem to have our number. Vardy and Iheanacho especially spring to mind over the years. So it'll be a tough game today, but looking forward to seeing how we line out. And I think we'll take it from there then and see what our predictions will be. But I predict a very tight game anyway, regardless of who's playing.
Exactly, Paddy. And I think that Gerrard is going to want to go into this. And as I said in the preview show, I think this is a must not lose for Aston Villa. In a way, we've started off as well as probably Steven Gerrard could have predicted that he could have started, running Man City close, winning the other 2 games. But there's also the spectre of, the fact that lose today, we've got Liverpool on the horizon. I don't think Steven Gerrard wants to go into a 3-game losing streak so early in his tenure. Not that he's going to be under pressure or anything. Jesus, don't get me wrong. But just from squad morale, just from honeymoon periods, just from all that new manager bounce, all that great stuff that you get with a new manager and the positivity, that's not going to be eroded within the fan base. But you know what will happen is that there'll be shit talk from every side of the media, left, right, and centre about, well, did they do the right thing? Because let's say Norwich pick up more points, over the next few weeks. There's just, I think all this year there's going to be a continuous comparison, I think, between what Dean Smith is doing at Norwich and what Steven Gerrard is doing here. And I think that Gerrard is smart enough to know that you get a point today, a minimum of a point today, maybe go to Liverpool and run your luck, maybe see if you can keep them to a point as well. 2 points against those 2 teams, it's very easy to spin that as opposed to 2 losses. Is what I feel, and I do feel that it will be as I said before, I think it's going to be a high score draw. I think it's going to be a 2-2 today.
Today?
I still stand by that, yeah.
Yeah, well, we'll see who they have out, and I'll make a prediction then. But I think Wednesday against Man City, and I think Liverpool is free hit territory for me. But today isn't, because they're struggling. I think we can go and beat them today. So that's for me. That's why it's probably you must get something out of it at this stage. I think we'd be very very disappointed if we didn't get something out of it today.
Absolutely. Let's take a look at some of the comments, Paddy, before we have we've got 4 minutes to the game. Or sorry, not to the game, to the team sheet announcement. We've got Tristram says a 2-1 Villa win. Yeah, and I suppose just to clarify, I absolutely think Villa can win this. I think Leicester will score goals. And it's really going to be who can concede the least amount of goals, I think, in this one. Now, if memory serves me right, Paddy, there was some match earlier on in the season where we thought it was going to be a 0-0 draw, and I think it was the Wolves game, and it turned out being 3-2. So we're not very good at predicting low score draws or draws in games at all. But that's why I went with my my high score draw. But I do like Villa can definitely win this game regardless of who they put out. They have the firepower to do so, and it's going to be really interesting to see what happens. Del Boy, good to see you. Need to match Vardy for his pace today. Can't give him any yards, even at 35. Is that what age he is? 35, 36?
35 in January, I think.
35 in January. He's a young fella. That's the 11th of January. He's when he's born, so he's coming up. He's in his 35th year. That's how you get around it, Paddy. That's how you get around it. So, but like he still has the pace and the trickery and the never say die attitude. It's got him up through the ranks, so up through the leagues, should I say? And he does like a goal against us, as we mentioned in our pre-match preview as well. Wepif says, if this will show, it's a very winnable game, and think Villa will be very up for this. So do I. I think they will be as well, and I think they'll be waiting in the long grass all week. I know we played Man City on Wednesday, but I think there's still a lot of game planning went in for this game as well throughout the course of the week too. So a home game against Leicester. You were saying earlier, in the preview that people call this a derby, not our side, but some of the media call this a derby. Yeah. I was on Leicester Fan TV, and they said it was a Midlands derby, and I nearly spat out. I was drinking a cup of tea, and I nearly spat it out. I was going, that's the one thing I never expected this to be called. But I suppose some people, in fairness, he did countenance it by saying that there's no Forest, there's no West Brom, there's no Derby, there's nobody in around him, and he said the only team that's next or near that they could potentially look at next year would be Coventry, because they're going so well in the championship. So look, I suppose derbies are derbies, but this one ain't one for me. Sean Green says afternoon, nailed on draw today, I'm certain. And Jason says special appearance from the baby. No, feeding time in the zoo inside there at the moment, so that's why I'm out here. I'm like a chocolate teapot at feeding time, unfortunately. Greetings from Turkey. Good to see you, John. 2-1 to Villa. I'd be absolutely delighted with that as well. Jason thinks we can win as well. Absolutely. I think it's definitely on the cards. I'm amazed there are no 2 p.m. live games in the UK TV. Not sure what that's all about. I think it's something to do with the Women's FA Cup final, if I'm not mistaken. The fact that was to be given precedence because it was obviously the FA Cup final for women's, and there's no other games played at the same time as the men's. And also, I think there was something to do with American TV rights as well, that there would be a pseudo type of exclusivity built into the contract for American TV rights. I think that's what it is. I'm very much open to correction on that one. It's just something that I think I remember being heard. And last I saw in the Women's FA Cup final, Chelsea were up 1-0 against Arsenal. And our own ladies team were up 4-0 against Sunderland, I think, in the League Cup at some stage today, which is very strange, the fact that they're playing League Cup games the same day as the FA Cup.
Team sheet is in.
Is in. My filling has worked. Got us right up to the team sheet. Let's bring it up on screen. So we have Martinez in goals. Cash, Konza, Mings, Ashley Young. Looks Target didn't make it today. We've got McGinn, Nakamba, Douglas Luiz, Buendia, Watkins, and Jacob Ramsey. That's it. That's the team. I said in the preview show that I thought that Ramsey would be played a small bit further forward. I am very happy. And there is not only is there a long name called Chuck Mweka on the bench, but there's also young Tim. And I'm not even going to have a crack at pronouncing his name. Actually, I will. Eric Bunham, yeah, is there as well. Actually, I must say, like they must be one of the longest subs benches in terms of names. I think that's in the league at the moment between Philippine Perez, El Ghazi, Chuck Mueka, Eric Bunham, Tuanzebe. You know, Davis is kind of letting the side down there with his 5 letters in the name and Steer, but yeah,
Plenty of options on the bench there. Good
Plenty of
to see the
options
young
on the
lads been put in there as well. I think young Tim has really stepped up to the plate in the underage games. So
Yep.
there's no reason that if we were to lose one of the defensive midfielders that we couldn't put him in there.
Oh, absolutely. I think so. I absolutely. And look, it just goes to show. It goes to show that like Kenny Chukwuemeka comes on against the champions and potential champions this year. You know, one of the best teams in Europe at the moment. Like, I would love to see when we're 4-0 up, we can bring on young Tim and Philogene Bedes. No problems. But it's great to see Philogene Bedes there because if we go back to what Steven Gerrard said after the Man City game, he wants to have a look at everyone. You know, so that to me means that potentially we will see Tim or Philogene Bedes at some stage. Not today, but some stage over the Christmas period, which is bloody exciting. Like, what's the point in having a good youth setup if you don't use them?
Absolutely.
Yeah. What way do you think? I don't think that there's. I think that this is a true reflection of what Steven Gerrard, or more of a true reflection, should I say, of what Steven Gerrard would have played at Rangers. He has 2 number 10s in there now, as opposed to Leon Bailey in there. You know, where and Ramsey can carry the ball, so I'm really looking forward to seeing Ramsey further forward. And remember as well, don't be surprised if you see interchangeability between Ramsey and McGinn. Do not be one bit surprised in that aspect. And then do not be one bit surprised if the clock is ticking down or if we need to make a sub to freshen up the legs. Sanson comes in for Ramsey because Ramsey's carrying knocks, and it doesn't change the dynamic of interchangeability between the 10 and the 8 there on that side, should I say. So that to me is really interesting. It's really... There's a thought process to me around it, you know, around who's on the bench and who's there, and you can see, you can draw a line from A to B, should I say, and be 99% sure that that's a straight line, if you know what I mean.
There's a bit of big news on the Leicester team.
Yeah, let's have a look at the Leicester team. Let's see what Jerry Taggart and Matt Elliott, will they be happy with their team? So we have Schmeichel in goals, Castagne, Evans, Sanchu, Thomas, Dewsbury Hall, as we mentioned in the preview show, Ndidi, Madison, Lookman, Barnes, and I fucking said it, Patson Daka was going to play, and I was terrified of it because... Yeah, but I was terrified of it for the simple fact that, you know, it's Aston Villa and strikers who are looking for goals.
I have this illogical fear of Jamie Vardy, so I'm kind of happy he's not there. But we'll
Jamie Vardy is your Matt Ritchie. Well, at least yours is that's logical. That's a logical fear. Mine is completely illogical.
But the thing about Jamie Vardy, when the chips are down, he kind of drags the rest of the team with him. So I'm glad he's not there.
They've no subs bench, which is annoying me. No,
that's not very annoying.
Wait a minute. No, we have it. Substitutes are Danny Ward, Vestergaard, Vardy, Albrighton, Iheanacho, Eozi, Chowdhury, Daly Campbell, and Sumak. That's a strong subs bench.
Strong bench, yeah.
That's a strong subs bench. That is a strong subs bench there, all right. But Vestergaard, back post menace again. Look, he may not be the best at absolute defending, but look, he's somebody that they can bring on. As I say, Mark Albrighton, Villa till I die, around the ground when he comes on. You know, one of our own. Is that what we're going to see? Chowdhury, usually when Chowdhury comes on against us, he either gets sent off or makes a Hames or something. So I would have liked to have seen him in there against Dewsbury Hall, because Dewsbury Hall, as I say, played 39 games and scored 3 goals for Luton last year in a kind of in a battle hardening season, and he's a big lad. He's about from what I remember of him and seeing him, I think he's about 6'1". He's not a bad player at all. And he's highly thought of. Although he is 23, it's taken him a while to break into the first team there. I think he's 22, 23. But he is, look, it's what we kind of expected. They are very short in the fullback position. If they get an injury at the fullback position, they're going to have to likely change to 3 at the back. I would imagine,
Looking
unless
away.
Chowdhury slots in there somewhere, or Johnny Evans, like Chowdhury could slot in at right back. I think I've seen him do that before. Johnny Evans can maybe play at left back in a push.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm happy enough. I'm a lot more confident without seeing the name Vardy on the team sheet. I know he is there and capable of coming on, but I think if we get ahead in this game, we'll hold on to it. So I think I'll go maybe with a 2-1 win. I fancy them to get a goal of some sort, but I'm going to go with a 2-1 win today.
Yeah, I'm very happy with our settled side. We have what I mean by settled is, each one of the players that are there have played multiple games this season. There's no wild card in there today, which is fine.
Yeah. And look, we just hopefully don't get any more knocks or pick up injuries and stuff like that today. We could have done without them during the week, but look, it is what it is. As you say, it's a good settled team. I'd imagine that's of what's available. That's close enough to his best team. So he's only finding that out himself. So fingers crossed.
Yeah. Kieran O'Callaghan is going for a 3-2 win today. Oh my God, that'll be value for money, Kieran. I know that you're at the game, I think, today. So best of luck, and hopefully you get all those goals. That would be nice. That would be a very, very nice win there as well. Other comments that are coming in here. Jason says 3-1 to Villa today.
Nice.
Danny says 1-1. Philip, good to see you, Philip. Would love a clean sheet today. I think clean sheet today would be a real statement.
Be lovely.
Against the Liverpool team, or against this Leicester team. I think that would be a real statement. Ian Barron, Darlington fan. We were made bankrupt in 2011, reformed in 2012, reformed again, and are currently a fan-owned National League team. We've had 3 promotions to date. Good stuff, Ian, and thanks a million for checking in. Kevin Donnelly says 3-1 to Villa with a Watkins brace. That would be something that would be really good for the team as a whole. And what I mean by that is that confidence for Ollie Watkins could be a real shot in the arm for this team. If Watkins becomes gets confident and gets that scoring touch back again, that would be a real big plus point for this team, because his work rate hasn't been failing this season. He's worked like an absolute I don't know what phrase I could say. Work like a dog. Is it okay to say that phrase? He's been a workhorse this season. And he's been fantastic. So it's goals are what he's missing, and he's actually, if he scores today, it'll be the first time he's scored in 4 consecutive home games, if I'm not mistaken. I know there was a statistic out there. I think it was 4 consecutive home games. But the first time a Villa player has done that since Gareth Barry in 2006. I could
penalty.
Well, 2006 he was playing left wing. Remember that? He was playing left wing and he was flying it. He was the only half decent player we had at that time, I think, from an attacking point of view. Simon says, I like the way Paddy sees the team sheet before making a prediction. 3-1 to Villa for me. Going to be a good game. Yeah, I call it. You know what I call it? Paddy has splinters in his arse from sitting on the fence until he sees the team sheet. That's what I'm going to say. Live a little. That's what I say.
I like to deal in facts. So when I have the facts, I make a measured response.
Not like me. I have the deeds of the house put on the Wednesday before I even know what the injury news is. That's it. Yeah. Hookah says, afternoon, everybody. Good to see you, Hookah. Spencer, good to see you, man. Thinking we're going to get a good win today. 3-0 Villa. Buendia and Ollie on the score sheet. Defence to register the 3rd clean sheet under Steven Gerrard. I'll go to bed a bit tipsy tonight if that happens, Spencer.
I think I'd like to see Buendia get a goal. I think his work rate has deserved a goal. So I'd just like to see him get just a little bit of a spring in his step. And I think a goal would do that for him today.
Philip, ladies won 7-0 today. That's some win. That's a great boost for them. And I know, as I said, it was 4-0 at one stage, and I think at that stage I was confident that they might pull out the win. But 7-0 is definitely is a great result for them for sure. Danny says strong midfield. Love seeing McGinn being able to push forward, and yes, and going back to what I mentioned there as well. I think there is joined up thinking in that sense to freshen up that 10 position, that the interchangeability of McGinn and Ramsey will be apparent today. Although when Ramsey has played, he has played further to the left than most of our midfielders, So that's going to be the real enthralling play. piece for me. How far forward will McGinn be given license to run? What will Douglas Luiz do? Douglas Luiz was brilliant against Man City in the second half, and he was good in the first half too. When he's given that license to roam a small bit more and to be a bit more creative with the ball, are we going to see the Samba flair? Are we going to see the Douglas Luiz that plays for Brazil? So it's definitely something that I'm looking forward, that dynamic between, let's call it a midfield five, because realistically that's what it is. 100 appearance for Mings. Congratulations, Tyrone.
Very
Good
good.
luck, captain. Hopefully you have a good game. Gentlemen, another day, another chance to see the development of this team under Gerrard. A chance to look at everyone. That excites me. Yes, I think it does. And I think it's a pragmatic approach from Steven Gerrard. He knows that the league isn't good, that we're not going to secure European football, or we're not going to get relegated in the next 6 weeks. It may hurt us or it may help us the next 6 weeks for sure. But the big thing is that he knows what he has and doesn't spend for the sake of it.
Exactly.
Even though
that's probably why the button was pressed when it was, because it gives him that opportunity to have a look, see where he's short, and then if he needs to bring in a couple or offload a couple in January, so be it.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Wepif says, adds after Gerrard for the midfield transformation is look weak all season and looked like we needed some changes, but now it looks a solid unit. And don't be surprised if we do see somebody maybe come in there. Just because it's more, I think what's happening there is what's happening there is the spacing and a difference in how we press in that midfield. And that's really what it was. I was very critical of the spacing and of how passive we were in midfield going back as far as 2019. It was just a Dean Smith thing. So I was critical of it in 2019. I was critical of pieces of it during the course of last year. Not trying to rewrite history, but it's just one of those things that we were getting results. So you kind of look past it and you can understand it. It allows the team to filter back the way Dean Smith played to defend on our edge of our area. But if you get a game like the West Ham game where people are having pot shots from the edge of the area and they're going in from all angles, then it looks really, really silly. So with the way Steven Gerrard is set up, is it forces people wide, it funnels people wide. And to be honest with you, do you know what it is? It's a very international tactic. It's a tactic that a lot of lower class international teams play. Force you wide and force you to cross the ball in. And at an international level, better teams are absolutely delighted to do that as well, because they know they've got the quality, to be able to do it. But in the Premier League,
it's a simple enough philosophy. Don't break us down through the middle. Where danger is, force you out wide, and you'll have to work for getting the ball into the box. Even Man City, we made them work even bloody long shots to score goals against us as well.
Yeah.
So they didn't create too many chances, although they kept the ball for most of the game. But
absolutely,
yeah, I'm sure he might spend in midfield. He might do something, but he's given everybody a chance to shine, and that's what I like.
Is Ings still injured? He is. Steven Gerrard, he was on the bench against Palace, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes,
and Gerrard more or less said he was kind of there out of necessity, more so than out of, like, he was there because we had to have someone in there. But they were not going to use him because
I think the under-23s had played that morning or the night before or something, so he couldn't promote anybody else.
And he did have a bit of a setback after that game, but he wasn't 100% fit on the bench then, and he was only going to be used if absolutely needed.
And he is back in training, so I'd imagine we will see him fairly soon.
Absolutely. And Adrian Parker is dead right. Gerrard has only had one clean sheet versus Brighton. You're dead right. So this would be his second one. Should we keep a second clean sheet? Hookah says, if we get a clean sheet, there's going to be a class tomorrow morning in need of a substitute teacher. I have a very detailed report to have written by 12 o'clock tomorrow in work. And I have the work laptop here beside me. And I could do it today. And I think I might just do it today, just in preparation, just to make sure. Just in case, just in case, just throw it out there. That's professional in itself, isn't it? I think if you do it today, that's the difference. Just in case, Tristram, I love this. Could people try their like button or the thumbs up button on the bottom of this for this show, just to see if it's working? Click it once. Don't click it a second time. Just click it once. All right, just to see if it's working. Yeah, if you could give it a thumbs up there, lads, it'll remind the algorithm that we're here, and it'll do us a big favor. Costs nothing to do it. Costs nothing to hit the subscribe button either, so which is fantastic.
And press the bell.
Exactly. Press the bell. Yeah, actually, for those of you who are infrequently join in, press the bell and you'll be notified when we go live, because sometimes we go live at 9 o'clock in the evening, and you might be sitting down doing that. You never know. You might want to hear two Irish fellas talking shite. AVFC US says, I like Ramsey in there. A goal for him today. That would be great. And I think his goal against Arsenal and the good games and the good carrying of the ball he's done since Steven Gerrard come in could be very, very beneficial for him. And AVFC US said, for the record, a few games ago, I said Nakamba was underrated. And a couple of, I suppose, at the start of the season, fair play to Nakamba, fair play to Steven Gerrard at the start of the season, you would be saying, how can we recoup money in January? Well, maybe some continental team is looking at Nakamba. And Newcastle were supposed to be looking at Nakamba for some ludicrous money, something like 12 or 15 million or something.
Yeah, I saw a report today that Mönchengladbach were looking for him too. So they're obviously seeing something in him there as well, if they're going to put him in a German midfield. Oh, Nakamba's a decent player. He's just been a little bit, I'm going to say rusty, because he's in and out. He's not getting a good run of games. And when he's got his run of games now, he looks the part.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. One thing I've always said I like about him is that he doesn't go to ground. He likes to tackle standing up. It would be good if you could put a stone on him, for that type of a midfielder. But what he's done since Steven Gerrard has come in has been very good. It's reminiscent of the change that Douglas Luiz had after Project Restart. Yeah. It is, and that's that. People might say it's hyperbolic, but he's just doing that position. He's just doing the right things in that position, and we've seen a couple of raking ball passes from him as well, which you didn't think were possible. But he's look, long may it continue. He's ours, and while we have players playing well in our system, how am I going to say this? I've been speaking to fans of other teams, and there's this new thing that's kind of come in football about that. Oh, that team can only play to a system, and as if it's a negative thing, and I don't understand it. Like, if you look at West, like because it was really funny. It was a Chelsea fan I was talking to, and he was saying, oh yeah, like Steven Gerrard, his team could only play to a system. When his system doesn't work, it won't. He can't make any changes. And I was going, how in the hell can you say that? He's had 3 games in the Premier League, and he actually changed it up against Man City. And then secondly, then I kind of went, do you even watch Chelsea? Do you even watch Chelsea under Tuchel? Like literally, they call him Thomas Deitch. They call him because of his system. So it's it's like it's not a negative. If you have a system that's working and it's winning games, like West Ham have a system, it's working, it's winning games. Who cares if you're a system team? Like, who cares if Nakamba's at the base of that diamond, at the base of our midfield, blocking everything that goes, and it's working in our system? I couldn't care less if it propels us up the league. That's just my rant out of the way.
Don't be listening to other fans, Neil.
Yeah, they're fun to listen to at times.
I'm sick of listening to Liverpool fans telling me how great Steven Gerrard is and tilting their head with a big smile like I should be fucking thanking them. Because they produced this great player that becomes a manager.
Well, in fairness, he did cut his badges at Liverpool as well. So and look, so
what?
They're okay to have. I don't mind them having an affinity with Steven Gerrard at all, because at the end of the day, he's a club icon.
Yeah, but have an affinity all you like, but don't be expecting me to say thank you very much for doing it.
Yeah. Well, he sits up there with Kenny Dalglish for them. He sits up in that echelon of player with them for them. So I've no problem with them not being able to cut the apron strings. Absolutely none. And in fact, I think it's almost a it's almost a compliment. That they would still liken him so much. And look,
so I really love it. I'd love us to beat them next week, because I think they'll be slow coming at us with their praise after that. Yeah.
Well, I think it's going.
Story for another day. Are you going to mention the competition, Neil? Because we could get some.
Yes. Indeed. Yeah. So, guys, not on the tweet for this team sheet tantrum. I just want to try and keep it all in the one place. Not on the tweet for this team sheet tantrum. Scroll back on Twitter. Find the tweet for the preview show and leave the minute that you think the first yellow card is going to be administered by the referee today, in that fashion. Yellow card. Yeah, so we'll leave the minute, and just for rules purposes, it's the 26. If it's 26:01, 26:02, 26:03, if there's a 26 at the start of the minute, that's the 26th minute. That's what we're looking at. That's not the 27th minute, like in real world terms, just for ease of access, ease of picking a winner. That's what we're looking at. If it's 26 minutes and 15 seconds, we're calling that the 26th minute. Should there be multiple people that have the same minute, we're just going to do a random draw, and somebody will win it. But we've assigned Julian Joachim book if you guys are interested in that. But just for ease of usage, if you could find the tweet for the preview show and leave your minute underneath that, you're in with a chance to win. That's all you got to do. Between 1 and 90. Oh, what about injury time, Paddy? If you're feeling
yourself,
if you're feeling saucy, you could put in whatever. Yeah, injury time.
Michael Oliver loves being centre stage, so I'd imagine the yellow card will come out long before injury time.
Absolutely. And if nobody gets the right number, the right minute, we will just do a random draw of absolutely everybody.
Yeah,
okay, we will be giving away the Julian Joachim book.
And we might have another couple of giveaways in the next couple of weeks. So keep an eye on the Twitter page and anywhere else we can post it. Neil forgot the Instagram page. We don't know how to get back into it.
I can't remember how to get into my Instagram page again. Yeah. I really do need a social media manager. It's one of my most detested things in the whole entire world. Social media. Also, guys, for just before we finish up, and I should have said this at the very, very start as well, we are doing podcasts at the moment in collaboration with two companies, beer52.com. As you guys know, we've been working with those, and we're working with them still up until the 17th of December. If you go to beer52.com/love, you'll get 10 beers for the price of $5.95. Beer52 are a world famous, world class beer emporium. They get beers from all over the world, and as I say, you can pick and choose what is your fancy. It is a subscription service. It is only available in the UK as well. It's not available in Ireland. Subscription service. You will be signed up for that service, which is £24 per month after your first month. And as I say, all the subscriptions will also come with magazines, with beer, and also snacks as well. But you can choose whatever beer you want to get. If you want a mixed bag, you can get a mixed bag too. And that's on beer52.com/love. Also, we're doing this in collaboration with the wonderful Spond app. If any of you guys have any clubs, teams, organizations, and you wish to condense all of your communication standards, your communication styles, should I say, your where you put your events, how you communicate with people, how you collect membership, Spond is a really, really cool app. You can find it in any of the app stores, whether it be iOS or Android, or even go to spond.com and you'll be able to find it there. You can sync it with your calendar. You can send out group messages, group mails. I use it myself for an extracurricular thing I'm involved in as well. I've only started using it recently. It's really, really easy to use. It's allowed me to collect membership as well through the application securely, and have secure payments come through on the application as well. So it's really, really good that way. I would implore you all to give it a look and to give it to see if maybe it is something that you could use in your daily life with your teams or with your organizations that you're involved with. So that is Spond, and it's SPOND, just like it sounds.
Excellent. Two things I want to mention, Neil, as well. Happy birthday to God, who was
Happy birthday to God.
62 yesterday, I think. Hope I'm not
62?
doing a disservice. I think he's 62 yesterday, yeah. But it was Paul McGrath's birthday, and big shout out to Deck Pearce. I went to see Deck Pearce, friend of the show, on Friday night. Got absolutely silly drunk. Danced my little legs off for the night, and it was nice to get a bit of normality. For those that don't know, we're kind of gone into a little bit of more restrictions here from Tuesday, I think. So it was nice to get that night out of the way before we're limited again to what we can do. So thanks to Deck. I really enjoyed it. It was good fun.
Yeah, Deck is a deadly man. And if any of you guys, even if you guys in UK or ever in Ireland, and you see Deck Pearce is playing somewhere, go. It's great crack. It's absolute mental on stage. So fair play to him. And he's flying the flag over here in Ireland on Today FM as well. Is Deck Pearce. I just Googled here what age is God, and I completely, I was on autopilot while you were talking. I didn't put in Paul McGrath. It came up. God is roughly 7,000 years old. So,
There you go, Neil.
Yes, Anne O'Grady has had a crush on Paul McGrath since she was knee high to a grasshopper, so she will definitely know what age she is. What age she is anyway. All right, guys. I think that's going to do it. We're 4 minutes to the hour here. As I say, team news is looking very, very healthy. I'm really liking the setup of the team. Steven Gerrard is he's trying out players and he's doing it in a very thoughtful and rational way. This is a winnable game today for anybody who's watching this in the ground. Hopefully there are some of you that are watching this in the ground. Have a fantastic day at the game and sing your hearts out. This is a big one. They're all big ones, really, but this is really a big one. As it's kind of smack bang the sandwich of Man City and Liverpool. So it would be nice to get something out of this before we do have the Liverpool game next season. Or next week, should I say? Next week. But thanks everybody so much once again for tuning in. Really, really enjoyed it. Thanks a million for everything you do, for all the shares. Hit that like button at the bottom as well, just one last time if you haven't done it already. It really, really helps the show and it will push us through. And as I say, we will be back with a review show at some stage. Maybe look, if it's a 3-0 win, like you guys said, I won't be able to wait until Monday or Tuesday to come on. So I will come on. I'll come on solo afterwards, and I think tonight I'm going to have a beer. I think I'm going to have a beer or maybe crack open one of the new bottles of whiskey that I'm after getting and see what that tastes like. It's been so long since I've had a glass of that. Now I nearly forget what it's like, but I might crack open one of my beers from beer52.com/love. See what I did there? Yeah.
Excellent.
But anyway, guys, we're going to leave you at it. Get in front of your TV, see what the game entails. Here's looking forward to a win and pushing us up that table again. A win will actually put us level on points with Leicester as well. And actually, if we win, we have a better goal difference, I think, than Leicester too. So that will drive us over. I think we do have a better goal difference, or maybe there's only one in it somewhere along the line. So a nice win will help us leapfrog them too. Thanks a million, guys. Enjoy the game, and all that's left to say is up the Villa.
Up the Villa.